providing insights to help you grow your business, improve yourself, and add value to those around you. You're listening to the Success is a Choice podcast, where you get a peek into the lives of industry leaders as they share their stories with you.
Welcome to the Success is a Choice podcast. In fact, welcome to the first ever episode of the Success is a Choice podcast. We are very excited that this has become a reality. The goal of this podcast is to help you maximize your potential for success. Each week, we will have some top-notch guests from all walks of life. We'll have an actor one episode. We'll have people worth hundreds of millions of dollars. We'll have professional sports personalities. We'll have educators. We'll have people that you have heard of and people that might be new to you. However, the one thing each episode and each guest will have in common is the desire to add value to you, the listener. We don't pay our guests, but they generously donate their time to share their stories, experiences, and insights. For many of our guests, time is money, and by being on our show, they may be losing out on potential business dealings. But this is okay with them because somebody gave them advice or took an interest in them earlier in their careers, and they want to give back. You might not be interested in sports, but you might get some great ideas from our guests in the sports industry. You might be an educator, but your mind will start percolating and the creative juices might start flowing as you listen to singers or motivational speakers talk about how they inspire and engage their audience. Each episode will last about 30 minutes. This will fit into your work commute, your stationary bike workout, or your next visit to the doctor's office when you have to wait in the lobby well past your scheduled appointment. Each episode will have some links and show notes. If you can't access them right through the media that you are using to listen to the podcast, then please visit www.successisachoicepodcast. We also encourage you to subscribe to this podcast on the channel that you use, whether it be iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or the TuneIn Radio app. Thinking of a name for the podcast was one of the easiest things that I've ever done. Success is a choice is a phrase that I have used with every team that I've ever been the head coach of. Oftentimes, people say that they have no choice to explain why they do something. You always have a choice. The author and speaker Charles Swindoll once said, "Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to those things that happen to you." Success may not be as quick as you would like, but doing things right and making the right choices and decisions will almost always lead to success. Of course, the definition of success is not always the same for each person, so it's important to define what success is to you. Your daily habits will allow you to experience long-term success or failure. Each of us has a choice in everything we do in life. No matter what happens to us, we get the opportunity to choose how we respond. Your actions and behaviors are your choices. If you choose to do things that have a positive effect on your future, then you'll be closer to being successful. Unfortunately, the converse to this statement is also true. Failure is a choice as well. Who we are today is a result of our daily choices from yesterday. Who we'll be tomorrow is because of those things that we do today. We choose our habits, and our habits determine our success or failure. Are the choices that we make today in line with our dreams, goals, and desires of tomorrow? As Robert Collier once said, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Once again, thanks for listening to this podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, then guess what? They only get better from here because you'll be listening to big-time people and not just me. But if you didn't like this episode, then just remember that you won't have to listen to me talk so much on the next episode. You'll have a great guest like Dwayne Casey, who will be our first guest on our very first real interview episode. He is the all-time winningest coach of the Toronto Raptors in the NBA. Now, if you did enjoy this podcast, I would be grateful if you could rate it and leave a 1 or 2 sentence review. This will increase the likelihood of the podcast getting noticed by other people like you that desire to be truly successful and maximize their potential. Once again, thanks for listening. And remember that success is a choice. What choice will you make today?